Hey guys, it's Chuck, and today I'm going to be changing out the splash guards on my 2016 Z06. I'm going to do it on the front and on the back, the rear. And what these are going to gain me a little bit is a little bit more protection against the rocks that get flung across the side of the car. Now, having the Michelin sport tires, or whether you have the Z07 package or maybe you have the Cup 2 tires, of course these are they're summer tires, but they're also, racing tires. And especially when it's really warm outside, a lot of your rocks really collect to these tires. And whenever you're driving, it's shooting them off somewhere. So to be able to protect the bottom portion of my side skirts, which are carbon fiber, and then also the sides of the door, I'm going to be changing out, again, the front and the rear, to see if we can kind of limit the amount of rocks that are actually going to hit the side of the car. So it's a very simple process, very straightforward in how they're done. They give a great diagram on how to do it. Basically at the bottom of each one, and you can feel the bolt, it's a 7mm. You're basically just going to take that out and pull these off, put the new one on, snap the new ones on, put the bolt back in, and you're ready to go. And it's they're pretty much factory. They match exactly kind of this plastic trim that's already here anyway, so there's not going to be a two-tone color or anything like that. So I'm going to put those on now, and you guys can watch me put them on. So as you can see, here's the one that's coming off. The one that's going on, you can see that, basically it just has a bigger lip here of really protection that you don't have. Now, if you have a side skirt, or whatever you want to call this, side rocker panels, or well, actually it's drilled into the rocker panel, but the side skirt here, this basically, the 7mm is coming out of the bottom of that, so you'll see it there. Not sure about this piece right here. I really don't see. Oh, never mind. I see where it's supposed to go now. It's just going to fit. This piece right here is just going to go right into this little notch that's already there. And that's how simple it is. I wish everything was this simple. And there's no reason to get that too tight. I mean, just get it snug. And of course, again, you're getting this much more protection, which is quite a bit. Let's get a measuring tape and see. I mean, you're getting at the base of this, you're getting an extra inch of protection that you didn't have before. So that's basically protecting this entire piece right here from just getting ate up, that side skirt. Going to protect that really nicely. Again, you're just going to snap them back in. One thing you're also going to want to do is they don't give you this piece, so you'll want to take it off of the one, the OEM or the factory one, and put this on for your 7mm to reconnect here. And I took a few of these other ones out just here so I can see them. They're just a little bit better because I didn't notice that it didn't have one of those on there. And I was like, how's this thing going to fasten to the new one? And when I looked at the one I just took off, that's when I seen the thread that's going to need. Okay, so kind of the same thing here. You know, it is giving you, about an inch more of protection again off your back end here that kind of help with the rocks. Really not so worried about, I mean, I know they're not really worried about mud or anything like that, but definitely something that protects the side. I mean, I don't think you can ever protect these cars enough. So for being splash guards, they're definitely worth putting on. Again, you'll want to take this piece off. Now I know this ain't the most sexiest modification you can do on your car, but I definitely think it's definitely worth, for the front and the backs, I think it's like $127 to do the front and the back. I'll put the description of these in the link below if you guys want to buy them. I found these through some seller on eBay. They had, of course, free shipping. If you watch my channel at all, I'm big time into free shipping. Let's move up here to the front. Again, like I was saying before, this, if you guys have the side rocker or the side skirts, that main screw that's holding the front end of it on is the one you want to take off. It's kind of the only one down here, so you can't miss it. And this little side piece here, you'll see a little slot there that it will go into. Gonna get those two in, get that one in, and then get the, line the bottom one in first, especially if you got the side skirts. I think the next modification I think I'm going to do, well, finally splurge and get it done. And that's going to be changing out the front splitter, getting rid of that plastic. Get rid of that front kind of plastic out there. Go with the carbon ceramic. Well, you can tell I got brakes on the mind. The carbon fiber, exposed carbon fiber on the front. Because I think that's gonna, well, that actually looks pretty good. The handprints and everything off of it. Guys, that's about how simple it is to change out the mud guards, or I'm going to call them rock guards, because I think that that's probably more of what I want them to be able to help me protect against, is those little pea-sized rocks that get up in these tires. If you have a Z06, a Corvette, Stingray, doesn't matter which one, you know, it's something that I definitely would recommend. There's a gentleman that follows my channel. His name is Snake Skinner. He's also got a YouTube channel. He said, hey, have you thought about putting on mud guards? And that's what I love about this channel, is just the great feedback that I get from people, continual feedback. And you know, if you're watching my channel, you're like, you know, Chuck, you're always saying, you know, you you appreciate people's comments and those types of things, and I've never left one comment and I watch all your videos. That's totally cool. I'm not looking for number one, I don't have time to respond to every single person that could possibly, mention something, but when you see something on my car, the black lug nuts that I changed, last week because one of the viewers said, hey, change out them lug nuts. That makes total sense. Just anything that you see, again, I'm not going to put stripes on it. I'm not going to put stickers on it. I'm not going to change out lights on it. I'm not looking, I think it stands out on its own. So I'm not really looking to draw any more attention to it than it already is. But just the small things that, I haven't thought about that you may think, you may notice and let me know. So for that, I appreciate it. It's like hot in my garage, extremely hot. The mugginess has gotten ridiculous in Oklahoma in the last 2 days. But, one thing I can say about the Corvette Z06, I try to, the first Tuesday of every month, I take you guys with me on the way to the vet show or the vet club meeting, and I always try to talk about the Corvette. And there's some things that, I've been thinking about wanting to talk about on this next trip, which will be here in a couple of weeks. But one thing I want to mention now, just for maybe people who may not see that video or may only see this one, is that one thing I can tell you about owning this Z06 for the last 6 months that I love the most about it, not only is it just a blast to drive, but it comes stock with 650. I've made the modifications, the cold air intake, the X pipes, the catback exhaust system. And according to their specs, this should be at around 717 or so. One day I'm definitely going to get it dynoed. One thing I'd like to do to it would probably get a tune. I just have to find somebody that I trust here where I live in Tulsa to do that. Because I know that some things can get messed up if that's not done right. To really get everything out of this car. But if I never got another tune and it stayed where it was, it is a lot of power. But what's so great about this car is you never feel like you're out of control with it. I've never really put it on, I've never taken the traction control off. I probably never will because I don't care to do just a ton of donuts or, tear up the back tires. They're expensive as it is. So I know in some of my videos, some people said, hey, I want to see more drags or pulls, and pulls I'll do, but, I don't really want to, burn out or anything like that just because they are expensive tires. But when I'm on the highway and I, for some reason, just want to go, I'll check the radar detector. There's hardly anybody out on the roads. I usually will do this on a Sunday. I never do this during the week just because I'm not really worried about, the cop aspect of it, but I'm also very mindful. I try to be mindful of the people I'm driving around. You've got a lot of people on the roads that are, maybe young teenagers, they're first-time drivers, maybe you've got just people out there that aren't real skilled in driving, and you don't want to be flying by them going 125 miles an hour or coming up on them and they're thinking, oh, I need to get over this lane. You can just cause accidents. But on the weekends, I'll get up on the highways in Mexico. I usually will just take her to Mexico for a weekend and get up on the highways, because I think that's where everybody goes to really push their cars and their videos, is go to Mexico. And with nobody around, just let it go and get it up. I've had it at about a little over 150, and yes, it's a lot. You feel the G's in it and it's flying, but it is like you're in perfect control of the car. And it's just very well built, and I can't say enough about it. I'm just glad that I made this choice. Before I started my channel, I actually owned a Ford Mustang GT. It was 2016, and was very, proud of it. I've always been a Ford guy. And I went down and, a friend of mine had a Z06, took a drive with him, and he let me drive it. I don't know why, but he did. He let me drive it. And the moment I drove it, I came home and told my wife, Carrie, I said, I've got to go get one of these. And I looked for the one that I wanted. It had everything that I wanted in it. And, yes, it's a lot of money. Yes, I did pay cash for it because that's what I do. anytime I buy something, if I can't pay cash for it, I'll save up until I can. And I'm just, you know, there's no buyer's remorse. Sometimes you can buy something very expensive and you just have remorse about doing it. But if you ever have the opportunity in your life to own a Corvette, it's definitely worth doing. Just because you're sitting in something, again, that's American made, American engineered, and it is a car that is, people notice this, they see a Corvette and they just know that's a bad car. So guys, I appreciate you stopping by, watching me put these on, watching me sit here and sweat. But if you're stopping in for the first time, I would appreciate, you know, a follow, subscribe to my channel, like my video. You know, one thing I'm probably never going to do is monetize my videos if I can prevent from doing that. I've noticed that, you know, that's kind of a thing that a lot of people are doing now, you know, with the commercials. But I think what this channel is for me is just a way for me to kind of get away from everything and talk about the car. Sometimes ramble on about the car, and you may fast forward and say, "What, you know, hey, tired of listening to this guy." But it's just a way for me to kind of get away from it, talk about the car, my experiences with the car, what I'm doing with the car. And, you know, I don't think people need to be watching, you know, we're so bombarded anyway in today's society with advertising. It's just, it's crazy. But I want people to come to my site, watch it, not seeing any advertising about anything. Now I may pump something that I've put on this car, tell you about it, you know, but again, it's just because I think it's a good product. I've done some research on it, and that's what I'm putting on my car. So, you know, again, nothing against people who monetize their stuff, you know, and I may never get to, you know, some of these people have, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Who knows if mine will ever get that big. But, you know, when you come and you watch one of my videos, you're going to get me. You're going to get me in my inability to talk sometimes, brain freezes, those types of things. But I'm going to be very genuine with you. And I always appreciate the feedback you guys give on the videos. Again, I appreciate you stopping by the channel, and we'll see you at the next video.